Good morning, Ramon. Good morning, Team Steam. Happy Super Bowl hangover. Or is it maybe just me? I'm not sure. But yay, what a great game. At least for me. I realize that if you're on the losing side, it totally stinks. I played in the back in the day, I played in the Women's College World Series 3 times, and we were in the championship game one of those times, and we lost. And so I realized how bad it feels to come in second, especially for all the folks and the fans that invest so much time. But I am grateful for the game. I thought it was really good, and it didn't disappoint. So how did you feel, Ramon?
I'm not going to belabor the penalty near the end of the game. I know that that's a big focus and a talking point today, but penalty is a penalty. When the man who grabbed the shirt says, I grabbed the shirt, that's something as well. There were other, the football game, anything could have changed it. I thought it was one of the best Super Bowls ever. I mean, the graphics said it. I mean, the score was 35-35, ticking down, both teams scoring in the 30s. I mean, just insane to see such an incredible game. And maybe it was anticlimactic at the end, but didn't the rest of it make up for it? The
Oh yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles were near perfect in the first half, Mindy, offensively. Who would have thunk they were the team that would come out with a dead solid performance, doing exactly what you need to do
Keeping
against
the
a
Chiefs off the field a
team?
long
Keep
time.
the Chiefs off the field. Then the injury to Patrick Mahomes. My observation was that Patrick would be in the same situation in the second half that he was in the game where he was originally injured. He was a little bit stronger than that, obviously, but uh, there seemed to be no indication. But just the way that he hobbled off and then the way he walked back on the field, I was just expecting that he could continue and get it done. And boy, did he ever get it done in the second half. Talk about coaching, talk about adjustments. Funny, the typical reporter question, which kind of was joked about to a certain extent this past week or even month, was what adjustments did you make? And of course, Peyton Manning famously said we'd just go in there and sit around and get some water, and nobody really said much at all. But yeah, there's probably a little rah rah in there, but it's not like strategic adjustments are made on on the field, almost play by play, I would think, in a lot of these situations. And as good as the Eagles coaching staff is, the Chiefs still have looks like the best coaching staff in the league. I mean, wow, what a great job! And hello to everyone. Welcome to the morning steam, Mindy. The Kansas City Chiefs are the favorites to win Super Bowl 58 that we play
Oh,
right here
IMG,
in Las
Ramon.
Vegas. They have the same type of roll in field. I guess, what did they water the field with Crisco yesterday before the game, Mindy? We could point to all kinds of crazy things that
Right.
happen in a Super Bowl, but uh, nonetheless, I thought it was just a great game. Uh,
Agreed.
really good game, and yeah, nobody wanted an ending like that. Maybe Chiefs fans are okay with it, like you said, but everyone's,
Of course.
uh, again, it was going to be still a made field goal. It's all about the time on the clock and getting a chance to come
Right.
down. The Eagles would still have to come down and get into field goal range if they were going to tie it up at that point. But let's remember that after all the success the Eagles had, it was finally, I don't say finally, because actually the Chiefs played a great defensive game despite that score and despite the time of possession. I mean, here's the thing: you're playing a top-notch offense like the Eagles. We saw the record-setting 17-play drive. That's not a discredit to the Chiefs' defense at all. That's a good job. I mean, the team,
Yeah.
a great offense, picked and popped and got it done with a 17-play drive. We saw the best. The Chiefs had the star defensive player in the game, and they had just finally turned the point where they had got that Eagle offense shut down on that late second half possession that kind of swung the tide in the game. And, again, maybe the Eagles, yes, they did come right back and go right down the field for that game tying touchdown to make it 35 all. but the Chiefs had made some strides defensively in the second half that kind of turned the game. And I guess, we can point to the tug of the jersey that everyone agreed it was a tug of the jersey. Now, maybe it was tugging of the jersey was going on throughout the game and they turned a blind eye until the last minute. If anything, you think it'd be the other way around. Let's call it early so it doesn't happen late. But the other key play was for as great as Jalen Hurts was, the favorite for the MVP until Kansas City grabbed the lead, obviously. His fumble was a key play in the game. When you're talking about the Super Bowl, that's can be defined in just a fraction of a play. That play looked like the key play in the game. The turnover, when teams were driving just fine, offenses were really clicking, but a turnover that was a scoop and score had to be the key play. And Kadarius Toney, Mindy, he had to be a consideration for the MVP.
If he would have scored,
He really the only guy with a kind of a questionable status to play in the game, played one of the biggest roles in the game. Not to mention the fact that the Eagles defense, this vaunted defense, couldn't get to Mahomes really. They got to him once, and the second half totally protected him on that bum leg, and then got lost on two key plays that that was not Super Bowl quality defense there on those two Kansas City touchdowns. The same exact play as was described anyway. I got a trained eye, but wasn't sure about that statement. But the fact that both receivers were wide open for those two key scores for the Chiefs during that comeback.
Yeah, it looked like that was all about, I guess really doing a great job of, faking, I guess, with the motion, right? I mean, if you watch SportsCenter after, they've talked about it quite a bit, coming in motion, really, juked out the, the defensive backs there, the safeties, being able to come in, maybe miscommunication, whichever it may be, then suddenly you're wide open for scores. And they weren't going to let that happen again. That's the reason for the tug of the jersey. I mean, that was the same exact play there all over again. I'm still not sure Goddard caught the pass on his helmet. I think that one's up for discussion yet too, as well as there was quite a few plays that I thought there should have been delay of game on the Eagles that weren't called there as well. So, I mean, I thought overall, the officiating, of course, turned out in favor. If you take a look at, how it came down to maybe, being a time where the Chiefs would have had to kick a field goal earlier on, giving the Eagles time on the clock. And then we had been really driving throughout the day. So, it's one of those things. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I did think it was one of the better Super Bowls I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I think the play with the Goddard, that was actually, to me, the most controversial play,
right?
Especially
because it was 3rd and 14 at the time. So,
yeah. And again, I know I think that I'm pretty sure, the movement that that was determinable to kind of change the position of the ball. I think I know what the replay, what they were deciding.
Every time I could see possession and count 1-2, I did not see that first foot on the ground. But
yeah, no, I thought it was in. I thought the ruling was the jostling of the ball just when it slightly got touched by the turf. But to me, that's always been a catch, and I think that's way. It's almost like we're starting to try to change it a little bit now. What about that old term, survive the ground? But still, the officiating is coming a little bit under, especially after this week when Goodell had a press conference and he said that the officiating is the best it's ever been. Basically, is what he said. Says that there are a million plays during the season that can be determined. To be not a call, but the officials are coming under fire a little bit again.
They did say though, if it was week 7, it would have been a penalty. So why wouldn't it be a penalty in the in the Super Bowl as well? I thought it was a couple times there was some ticky tack calls But again, sometimes I feel like I don't always understand, the pass interference or the holding either, because it has to do with a lot more with taking the guy off his route. That one there, I think you could see it was a hold, but again, I wasn't a fan of the call necessarily either.
Yeah, no, it was a hold. I mean, especially when the defender comes out and says
Right.
it's a hold, but no problem. Uh, Anyways, thanks everybody for listening to our monologue there. But let's get to some of the comments as everybody rolls in. There'll be going to be a lot of comments on
For sure.
Super Bowl Sunday. Both quarterbacks did well, and of course, we didn't mention it on our show yesterday because I don't think it's worth. I don't want to say it like that. It's not worth mentioning. I mean, both quarterback. Two black starting quarterbacks. Of course, it's worth every mention in the world, but I'd rather play it as if, hey, an article written this week, I think in Sports Illustrated, for whatever reason, the type of players that are playing in college right now, black quarterbacks are becoming more the norm. So that's not a topic of a racial. It shouldn't be, right? These are just athletic players. We could be any race, but it just, I make a point of it because that was something that was talked about. But I just remember, they had Doug Williams come out with the Super Bowl trophy. And of course, he was the quarterback of the Washington Redskins when they played the Denver Broncos, first black quarterback to start. And one of the questions was, Mindy, at one of those, when they had the pregame question mark, pregame questions during the week, they said, Mr. Williams, how long have you been a black quarterback?
Did they really?
Of course. Yeah. No, it's a famous story. You could look this up. It's a famous story. That's what the reporter said to Doug Williams. Williams' response was, "Well, I've been a quarterback. Of course, I've been a quarterback since I've been, playing football, and it shouldn't be that way." So, hello to everyone. Hey, Bo Dunn, there's Boss. Got his great channel going, and hope he had a great game as well. I actually, Mindy, one of the props I had a pretty good day on props. I bet the overtime, and I was like, "Oh man, this is looking good at 8-1." Almost got there with the overtime. But how about the chalky touchdown scorers, first two right out of the gate with Hurts and Kelsey? Hey, sometimes the chalk's the way to go. Who you knew these guys were going to score. So,
yeah, I was surprised at how quickly the game went over. But then I'm like, well, I guess if you go back and look at, if you took a look at the rolling efficiency numbers, these two teams had been putting up points. I just didn't think that was the way that this one here was going to go at all. And the Chiefs defense, they were just not able to shut down that offense there whatsoever. I think that the play of the game was on that 17 play drive, the one with Goddard, the other one that was in question, holding him to a field goal was pretty huge. And to me, that kind of turned the tides a little bit.
Yeah. And little talking there about a halftime show with Rihanna, and there's always going to be people who didn't like it. Of course, I loved it. I loved all the hits. She turned it back all the way. I think she had more hits than I had fingers. Great job. Prego, obviously, Mindy. I don't know if we can talk about that, but she said she was going to have a special guest. I didn't see anybody else performing. I think it was her special guest. And then how could people say, "Oh, it wasn't that great"? Butterscotch says the choreography. I mean, would you get up on that platform way above the stadium up there like that?
Nope. No, I don't think I would. But I think they are kind of tied on. I believe it looked like she was tethered to the back there a little bit. But yeah, I thought it was exciting. I always was thinking is that I kind of feel bad for some of the, backup dancers, because it's like, how would you know, which one is your cousin out there that's, on the field? Everyone is wearing glasses and a fluffy coat. So that's the only bad thing is I was always like, well, how are you going to find, John out there? But yeah, I liked it. I know some folks in, just at my house, they were bored, but I thought it was pretty good.
With the game or with Rihanna?
With Rihanna.
Yep, and national anthem yesterday also great. So great to see everybody here with all their comments. I just rolled through them. Hope your comment made the screen, and I've been reading. See James, I saw him on one of the other show in one of the other chats yesterday. One of the live shows that I visited, a lot of the live shows, and did some chatting in there. I was hoping to host one of those live shows, but. Yeah, right, man. Unstable platform, if anything. So, commercials as well. Nobody finally, Mindy, I saw you commented in
Yes,
the Discord.
I had to write down my commercials because I knew that if I didn't do it throughout the night, that I would just go ahead and forget them by this morning. So I'll do my top 3. I thought it was J-Lo and Ben Affleck on the Dunkin' Donuts.
And was that actually during the game or before the game, though?
I don't know if that was maybe the clip right before or right after it started. I'm not sure, but I really liked that one. I like the Cisco hold music with the folks dancing. That's a Bud Light commercial. And then I like Snoop and Martha Stewart there with the Skechers commercials. And I'm like, J-Lo doesn't eat donuts, and maybe Snoop wears Skechers. I don't know. It's kind of like McConaughey driving a Lincoln. Really? Okay.
Well, I was thinking about some cheap shoes this week if I didn't turn around, but maybe I can wear Skechers. Maybe it's just senior citizen. Maybe Snoop is kind of older now, so he can wear Skechers.
It is the older demographic of folks that like the Skechers. At some point, you kind of take over. I don't know if Tony Romo wears them around either, but the 2-inch cushion there on the shoes, it's probably not a bad deal. My mom, she likes the Skechers and the Under Armour. So I don't know. I'm still fitting in my Nikes at this point.
Dave wants the picks, so we'll get ready for it. I know it's the Super Bowl, so
Yeah, I got yelled at for that Tubi commercial too. Everyone was like, "What happened to the game?" when it looked like it was hitting your Google screen there.
Yeah, and I actually immediately went to my phone because I was watching some stream, and went back to my phone and go to the NFL app to did my stream switch to Fox news channel, whatever it was. So yeah, that was a little bit tricky as well. So Matt's ready for USFL.
Oh yeah, that's right. I know. The kids were like, "Oh, what kind of football is that?" I thought it was pretty funny.
Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com and take a look what happened yesterday. Mindy, we did we had a loser on the show. We really got to turn around here right now so I don't know if we want to get on with it. We've got to produce some winners, but both of us had the Chiefs yesterday as our premium picks. So let's take a look and get this out of the way. Talk about Tony'sPicks.com, where you'll find our premium picks, absolutely our best picks every day over at Tony's Picks. Take a look at the handicapper leaderboards, see who's hot. Nick in there, plus 340 yesterday, 7-3-1. Probably 12-9. Were there 21 games available or 20? A lot of picks. We know Probby's heavy volume, but man, were there that many?
I guess if you play side and total, perhaps, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's 14 basketball games today, so you could get 28 out of that.
Oh yeah, no, I would have liked to have gone a little heavier. I just I wasn't quite sold on the card yesterday, but I was able to manage a 4-2. Sean Dinwiddie there, 2-0. Tony T, 3-1-1. He also
coming in with the Chiefs. Good job, Tony.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, Super Bowl. You want a premium to be you pick them as if you think you're going to win the game. Super Bowl, maybe even I was a little bit suspect. I wanted the Chiefs. I thought the Chiefs had the experience, and maybe that's really what was the determining factor in the end. But you want to have a pick for sure, and knew it was going to be close. So, like you said, what a great game.
Well, it was worrying me, ahead of time, where if you have some of the greatest folks in NFL history up there saying the Eagles were going to win by 10, I was like, whoa, 10. So, then I was like, wow, this one's going to be maybe a lot closer than I thought. How about that?
Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
I did kind of think the Chiefs would kind of maybe run away with it a little bit, just because I feel like the Eagles really just play the Giants and the Jets a lot. And that's a kind of the only thing that was kind of taking me onto that route. Even though I knew that the defense was good, that's why I felt like it was going to be a low scoring game, that they'd kind of maybe get to Mahomes, even though they didn't defensively. So again, it was a great game, and unfortunately, I didn't mind giving up the under for a Chiefs win, but that's my my personal bias there.
Yeah, no, we should actually maybe have known better.
Yeah.
Maybe I was just going on, my under theories always want to start with the under. I feel like this total was inflated, but great job by the offenses. So there I am. Last 7 days, 2281. Last 30 days, Mindy and I right on top there as well. And
Yep.
morning team, hey, we're still in the profit for the year. So let's turn around, take a look at the picks up there for today. Nick's got his soccer best bet today. Ben's got a pack of games, also a 3-pack, 1 NBA, 2 NCAA. Mindy, you've got a 3-pack of college basketball today. What else?
That's all I got so far. I was a little sleepy yet this morning, so I'm glad that it's sunny out now. When I get up and it's dark, it's a little tough.
Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all of our premium pick packages, including Mindy's on Monday. Pro basketball, college basketball, and NHL hockey. We'll have all the previews coming up now on the show. Let's get to it and talk about the rapid. Hey, we're right back at it with a pretty big card today. So appreciate everyone. Get your comments ready. Want to get started here. Plenty more discussion certainly, but we got to get rolling on it. And great to see everyone in there. I like that farmer's dog. That one was a little soft. Wasn't really, if that's when you're talking about the farmer's dog. I'm sure Mindy liked that commercial as well. I'm trying to think what my favorite one was, but all right, here we go, Mindy. See James in there with a pick already in college basketball. Here we go. Start off in the NBA. NBA back at it. And we're going to start with the Hawks and the Hornets. We'll take a look and see if there's been any line movement over the last hour or two since I put these in. This one's ticked up maybe a little bit. Atlanta is -5. The total 240.
Well, let's go with the Hawks today to start off our Monday. 6-0 against the spread, their last 6, playing on a day's rest. Also, 2-0 in the last 2 games, putting up 120 points. I'll take the Hawks today.
All right, Mindy, on those Hawks. The Hornets, they're an underdog for a reason, obviously. I don't know if I'm really ready. Hornets are trash, Butterscotch says. Yeah, they are, for sure. Man, did I miss an OnlyFans commercial?
Maybe I don't remember that.
I might have to go back and watch it on YouTube. They have
but I could have been busy. Who knows? Right, yeah.
Ron says he's on the Hawks. Scotch likes the Hawks as a lock today. Man, that worries me because, look, I know that the numbers are going to probably favor the Hawks, but the spot to me says Hornets. So I'm going to end up with the total on this one, Mindy, because I'm kind of feeling the Hornets today. You guys, anybody want to? Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And C-Spill talking about, and yeah, that's funny that the Saddiq Bey trade, that did kind of, it was kind of, because to me, Saddiq Bey, they were talking about, who was the impact player in that trade. And I was like, Saddiq Bey is not any kind of, player as a throw-in or anything like that. So Butterscotch says, never go with the Hornets. Oh, my God. That's pretty much a fact. You don't want to go. There's nothing good about.
He's trying to tell you, Ramon. He's just trying to tell.
No, I'm not going to go with him here on the show, but I'm going to probably try to find a way to get on the Hornets. Tuan Lee says go under. I don't want to do that either. Boy,
maybe we should start the show again because people really loved our monologue this morning. We could talk about everything all over again.
Well, let's take a look and see what we have on maybe we have some news on the injury report that could sway me on these. Trey Young is probable in the game, so um, Sadiq Bey probable for the game. All right. I'm going to be on the over in this one. Mostly Atlanta, 19-12 to the over on the road. Charlotte, 25-21 to the over. They're a big time under team at home. Does kind of worry me a little bit, but with these two teams, Twan says go under. I'm going to be on the over in this one. Mindy's on Atlanta. All right. Bo's on the under as well. Rodney says Hornets aren't covering it all. Scotch wants me on it big time, yeah. C-Spill says Warriors now agreeing to the Peyton deal. I haven't seen that yet, so it must be just some breaking news here. Thank you, C-Spill. And Hawks cover, says C-Spill. Okay. Darn. Well, maybe I'm to blame for this little bit of a rut here. The way you guys. Well, that's true. Hey, look, I'm all of a sudden the hot capper, but that doesn't mean that Mindy hasn't dominated the boards. And when Steam Team was clicking, that's when Mindy was hot. So that doesn't feel that good. So Dave talking about the Hornets and their deals here. All right. Sorry, guys. Let's try this one with the Spurs here on the road against the Cavaliers. Cavaliers are 15-point favorites. Totals 224.5.
Yeah, I got one model here with the Cavaliers covering that big spread. I can't quite get both. It's pretty close though. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try the under actually here in this one. Cavs here still ranked 24th in scoring. Spurs 19th. Under 5-1 with Spurs last 6 after scoring 100. Under 7-1 Cavs last 8 following a straight up win. Take the under.
All right. Ron wants to buy it way down to 6.5. I don't know what the juice would be on that, but gosh, that's got to be $4 or something.
2,000 minus 2,000.
Well, yeah, maybe. Well, no, I mean, certainly 400 or 500, I would think. Is that what Ron meant, though? That's what I'm wondering. And I think Evan's saying the line's just out of control, But I don't know. I don't know if it is. I feel like the Cavs could be the one that they actually could get a big number on them, especially like Minnie says with the under in this game. And I'm going to agree with her and look to the under because we know Cleveland has great defense, and at home they play certainly a lot of unders. TJ says under. I believe he's saying under in this one. So Butterscotch says under here. So, all right, I'm going to go under in this one. We got one on the board anyway at 224.5. The Cavs are 3-7 to the under in their last 10, and 21-27 to the under as a favorite. So, Spurs are definitely an over team, no doubt about it. But 4-6 to the under, and they're obviously on this long losing skid now. So let's take the under here at 224.5. Jazz and Pacers. And this one, the Jazz. The Jazz are now the favorite, Mindy. Here, I showed the Pacers a favorite early. Jazz are -1 now. Total 238. There was steam that came in a while ago on the Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz here 1-2 over their last 3, though. The Pacers 0-3 in their last 3. Tried to get on the Pacers to cover here a while ago, and they couldn't really do it. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the under. Pacers are 7-0 to the under in the last 7 home games versus a team with a losing record. Take the under here.
Ron wants the Pacers here. And not much in the comments about this one. Mindy's going to be on the under in this game. I'm not sold on that. Not the ways these two teams kind of, well, Indiana at home specifically to the under, but Evan wants to trust the Pacers here. No, I don't. I think that steam is pretty legit. I'm going to go with Utah. They're 19-9 against the spread on the road. Yeah, they don't win as many on the road, but the Pacers pretty bad as a money line dog. They have won 17 of 30 games at home, but I'm going to take Utah on this one. Nathaniel's on with me here. And Scott's still wondering about the Jazz players acquired in the deals. Evan says he's not feeling the Jazz right now. Figures that they've taken a step back, maybe after acquiring Westbrook. He's questionable for the game. Halliburton is questionable tonight for Indiana. We know that they've struggled without him. Maybe they're struggling with him as well. Should be able to, get back into his form, but hasn't so far. Miles Turner also questionable in the game. And we'll see with the acquisitions for the Pacers if they'll be able to make their debut as well. I'll be on the Jazz here. Mindy's on the Pacers under. Jazz Pacers under 238. All right, next up, Sixers, Rockets and Sixers. Sixers at home here. They're favored by 13.5. Total 225.5.
Oh, another giant spread, but I'm going to take the Rockets here in this one. 76ers 2-2 over their last 4, putting up 104 a game. Rockets 0-4, but are scoring 116 here on average. It's a large spread, I think, for a team that's kind of struggled to score. I'm going to go ahead and take the Rockets.
Okay. Getting big points here in a situation where, Philadelphia obviously smashes spreads, but this one is pretty high. So I don't know. I almost feel like laying the points here, but Scotch is on Houston. Evan says it's a giant, insane spread. Nathaniel wants the Sixers. I'm kind of leaning with Nathaniel here. I'm going to go with the under in this game. Philly does kind of trend to the over a little bit, but to me, the steam has come in on the under. And like you said, Mindy, the Rockets struggling to score points. I'm going to take the under in this game, Houston and Philly here. Nothing trend-wise indicates this would be an under. I'm mostly going with what I think will be the result when the bad team plays the really good team. Here in this one, Ron's on the Sixers as well. C-Spill's got some action today. Greg says Rockets have been improving. Green looked good. My guy Green. And Scott says they aren't not blowing out teams in quite a while. So, C-Spill, I think he meant Sixers win and don't cover. All right, Mindy's on the under. Mindy's on the Rockets. I'm on the under in Rockets and Sixers. All right, Mindy, I said I would be on the Nets quite a bit moving forward. I don't know if here's the call or not. We'll see what you have to say, but the Knicks are favored in this one, and there are 2.5, and the total down to continues to go down here, 220.5. It's looks like a steady move to the under.
Yeah, I mean,
on the
I think this one is going to be, close here again. But Nets are still outscoring this Knicks team. If I take a look at a rolling average here, Nets are 6-0 versus the Knicks in the last 3 years. I'm going to take the Nets here today.
Okay. I didn't mean to tell you to take the Nets. I want to take the Nets here, especially against the Knicks. That's what I want to do in this role. I think, the total's going down for a reason. I think that's the type of game we'll see today. One could be heading under. Right now, Nathaniel wants the Knicks in this one, but I want the Nets. I want to start playing the Nets. I think the moves are for the better. Knicks are 11-16 against the spread at home. Meanwhile, Brooklyn rarely an underdog. Well, I'd say rarely. 14-8 as an underdog. They've been an underdog enough, but 14-8 against the spread as an underdog. Scotch wants no part of the Knicks moving forward. I want the Nets in this one. We're going to take them, Mindy. There's our second consensus play. I'm going to take Nets plus 2.5. Ron wants the Knicks, though. Looks like the chat favors the Knicks slightly here. But we're on the Nets. Veto.
Veto.
We should listen to these guys right now. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, we need to put up a winner here. Nuggets and the Heat. The Heat are favored. It's down to 1 now, and the total 220.5. Starting to, I don't want to say these totals are going down because they're still high, but
Well, I'm going to try the over the total. It's 5-0 to the Nuggets, last 5 to the over, versus a team with a winning straight up record. Also 4-0 in the last 4 meetings here between these two teams. It's one of those, the Heat, they are not scoring here a ton of points as of late. So depending on how the Nuggets are doing injury wise, I need them to pull their weight here.
well, the Nuggets are going to have Murray and Gordon both questionable for this game. Bam is probable for Miami. Hero questionable with knee injury. Oladipo out for Miami as well. So, all right, yeah, I don't know if I can get with you on the over in this one. I know Denver right now probably, if they win, it's probably going to go over. That's what worries me because I really like the under in this game, but I also like Denver in this game, so I'm having trouble kind of factoring in what my models are telling me to say. Here comes Scotch says Denver, Miami's a horrible at home, especially as a big favorite. They are one of the worst favorites in the league, no doubt about that. And, Denver's been decent as a dog. Greg wants Denver here. Nathaniel's on Miami. Ron's on Denver. A lot of support for Denver here. That's where I'm going, you guys. I'm going to be with you guys on this one with Denver. I think it was probably going to be maybe even a premium for me today, but Mindy, I don't know about this. I'm going to go with Denver in this one. Miami just terrible right now against the spread. Maybe after that recent surge, I think they've got it right though. They're the only team that's playing down. That's the reason why I'm, not on that total with you. They're seeing, look at their totals. They're dropping to a certain extent. Allen on Denver, C-Spill on Denver. The chat's got me on Denver. Mindy's on the over in this one. All right. Magic and the Bulls. The Bulls are favored by 5, and the total's gone up a little bit here to 225.5.
Well, I just have the Magic here in the +5 covering against the Bulls today. Magic 1-2 in their last 3, putting up 105 a game. Bulls 0-3 in their last 3, only scoring 94 points. Magic 9-1 against spread the last 10 here, following a straight up loss. I'll take them today +5.
I think the Magic may end up being popular here. I don't know. Let's see. But here's Butterscotch says fade the Bulls today. Nathaniel's on the Magic with you, so we're getting some Magic support. The numbers would definitely, I would say favor or Orlando. They're 30-19 as an underdog. Been great. Blake says take the Magic. I've been a supporter of the Magic. Here's another one where I could be messing up here, because to me the spot is saying Bulls. So I know for me, I'm just going to stick with the under, I think, in this one. You have an Orlando team that's gone under in 7 of the last 10. Chicago's gone under in 8 of their last 10. And Chicago also 11-16 to the under at home. Meanwhile, Orlando is 12-16 to the under on the road. So I'm going to go under in this one. Greg says the line says Bulls. That's what I was thinking. I mean, I'd like to think I'm a market analyst, and that's the way I was kind of looking at this as well. I'm not sure because I agree. Look at these trends. I mean, they definitely would favor the Magic. Evan says they're playing good ball. Scott says he likes the under. So, all right, we'll find something here, Mindy. How about the Pelicans and the Thunder? The Thunder are favored here, -2.5 at home now against the Pelicans. So maybe the Pels taking a little bit of action. The total's 237.
Yeah, that's kind of way it's kind of the way I want to lean, but I just don't know here. Just because I do feel like we do take a lot of money here with the Thunder team that plays tough, especially at home. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the total. I think the Pelicans are kind of getting back into form. I think I'm going to take the over here today. They're putting up 122 a game. Thunder here 134. Over 4-0 the Thunder's last 4 overall here as well. 5-2 to the Pelicans last 7. So I'm going to go ahead and take the over.
All right. Mindy's on the over here in this one. New Orleans and Oklahoma City. Butterscotch says New Orleans getting hot right now. Nathaniel says OKC and over. And Evan says Thunder can cover this one. Aren't the Thunder just incredible the way I mean, you want a team that can come back when they're down. The Thunder, they come from nowhere to win these games.
That's kind of how the Pelicans, I feel like, how they've kind of been in the past. They were the ones that were able to, come back from being down pretty big over the last couple of years. And so it's interesting to see it, kind of switch roles here.
Just when you want to give up on your Thunder, because, I mean, how many times? I guess maybe that's because we bet on the Thunder so much. And I'm like, you're in the third quarter and they're down 6, they're down 8, they're down 9. They win the games. They come back and win these games. The Thunder have been awesome. I like what the chat's saying today about, I know there's some support for New Orleans, but looks like there's some, Butterscotch taking the Pelicans too. And Greg says last time the teams met, or last time that the Thunder was favored anyway, that was was that the one? Let's see. Okay, I'm not sure about that. We'll just leave it. I know his comments right. Ron says McCollum questionable. Daniel's here. Good to see Daniel. Yeah, Twan says Thunder shoot like crazy, no defense, but it looks like their defense at least has started to improve. They've had some moments for sure. Scott says only good as an underdog. Maybe they're not as trustworthy here as a favorite. And Ron says OKC will cover. They did take steam here already. I'm going to go with the over in this one. Oh, Mindy, I agree with you, even though I just said I think the Thunder's defense has improved. I think with these two teams, I mean, you have New Orleans is 20-8 to the over as an underdog. Oklahoma City's 18-9 to the over at home. Let's take over. Pretty big number here, but maybe this will be a game as advertised here. Everybody seems to be probably fired up about this game.
Yeah, right.
And I want to always, again, the Thunder, kind of like that team where I talk about them very highly because we're betters, right? I mean, I throw them up there when I talk about all the young teams in the West, and I always mention them. They're not really, they're only a 500 team. I don't even think they're 500 right now. They're game under, I think. But, because they make us money, I mean, I put them up there with as a good team. So Greg will take the over with us as well. Evan doesn't trust the Pelicans here. So, yeah, I mean, the McCollum injury, it just looks like New Orleans, they're the team with the slightly better record here. We talk about them with the good team, but they're just barely over 500. So McCollum questionable there. And, Zion's been out forever, and that's been a big issue. So.
And it sounds like he just re-aggravated his injury.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So now that he's going to be reevaluated after All-Star break.
Okay. Thank you. All right. We're on the over in that one.
All
Here's
right, let's get some over.
Timberwolves. Yep, 3 of them now.
Like Twan
Timberwolves.
said, I'm just going to cheer for both teams tonight.
Timberwolves and Mavericks. The Mavericks are up to an 8-point favorite here. They're taking action for sure this morning. The total has dropped a half a point here to 232.
Yeah, I don't really know what to think of this one either. It's pretty closely rated for me against the spread. So we're going to go ahead and go over here again. Timberwolves 2-2 in their last 4, scoring 122. Mavs now 3-1 over the last 4, putting up 121 over 4-0-1. Timberwolves last 5, 4-1. Mavericks last 5 overall. So going to take the over total. It's going up again though, huh? Mavs -8 now. Goodness.
Well, I think that you look at these two teams, you would think over. The market seems to be indicating under. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know if TJ means this game, but Greg says he likes the over in this game. I believe he's saying this game here. So, but for me, I'll probably end up with the Timberwolves here in this one. I don't know. I'm concerned that I just have it wrong, because I agree with you, Mindy. When you look at these two teams, I feel over, especially Dallas at home, and Minnesota's played to the over on the road a little bit. Butterscotch, interesting though. They won their first 2 games with Kyrie on the court. They both get on the court, they lose. It's just typical Kyrie.
Everyone was kind of expecting that, right?
Right, that's just typical Kyrie now. So probably start going downhill. So C-Spill, I think, over in this one. So you guys are on the over. I was thinking about going under. I'm gonna go with Minnesota in this one. You have Dallas; they're the worst favorite in the league.
The worst favorite.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
it's just funny to hear.
12 and 25. 12 and 25 against the spread as a favorite. I'm gonna take Minnesota for sure here. Not laying points with Kyrie Irving laying 8 points at this point, joining a team that can't cover spreads. So maybe he'll turn it around. Maybe Dallas will go on to win the NBA title. And here's Ron on the Wolves here. Greg, Mavs, Wolves over with you, Mindy. And a lot of these teams' stocks are different now, right? That's like I said, I love the Nets all of a sudden. I love their young player, man. I mean, they got to force them that, no, pretty unselfish. Okay. Let's go with the Wizards and the Warriors. The Warriors, they're down to 3 here. 3.5, but definitely moving in the Wizards' direction. And the total here has moved up to 234.
Yeah, I mean, my numbers just have the Wizards beating the Warriors here today. I'm going to take the Wizards +3. They are 3-1 against the spread versus the Warriors since the start of the 2020 season over the last 3 years here. So I'll try them today. I'll take them +3.
Yeah, I like what you said about them winning the game, period. I think they can win this game. I'm going to take the Wizards. So they both start with W. We'll take the Wizards with you here in this one, Mindy.
The W team?
Nathaniel is going with the Wizards as well. Nathaniel, been a great contributor since joining us. Thank you.
For sure.
And Greg with the Wizards and the over here. I want the Wizards in this one. Warriors are not covering numbers right now. And the Wizards, they've been playing, at home. So now they head out for a road trip way out west. But I want them here in this one. They've covered 7 of the last 10. The Warriors have failed in 7 of their last 10. The Warriors show pretty good life on the road. I want the Wizards today. The Wizards show good life on the road. I want it. Scott says, don't forget, Warriors tough at home, no doubt about it. Evan says good spot for the Wizards. So, yeah. I think the Wizards have kind of been an overlooked team. I mean, when you're under 500, it's hard to get always excited. But Kuzma, he does have an ankle injury. He is questionable. So, but we do know that Andrew Wiggins questionable today as well. And I'll have to get more on that Peyton Story, but I would think I don't know where he's at this point. Here's TJ with Golden State. Greg does take the Wizards here. So Scotch asked about the Beal injury, and he's not on the injured list, so we expect Beal to be in there. Yeah, Kuzma probably not looking good for Kuzma today. So we're on the Wizards though in this one.
Consensus play number 4.
Yeah, I think the Wizards are underrated enough that they might be trusted here, and I do like this sharp action. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The Warriors were as much as a 4-point favorite, and they're mostly down to a 3-point favorite right now. So take it for what it's worth. If you like the Warriors, that's what I call value. All right. Scotch likes OT here. Boy, I wanted OT, Mindy, in that football game last night at 8-1.
I did not want overtime.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, it was kind of a late add for me to my prop list, but
yeah,
the spread on the game, I don't know if you know this, everybody, but the spread on the game was 1 point. So I was thinking, you know what? Maybe this game will go overtime. And at 35-35, you didn't know, but all right. One more on this NBA card. Lakers and Trailblazers. Blazers here are favored. They're down to a 1-point favorite right now. So,
geez,
Lakers going to be popular. It looks like with the betting public today.
Well, I think I want to try the under. Lakers putting up 107 here, rolling average wise. Blazers. They are 9-2 to the under versus a team with a losing record here. Under 8-2 in the Lakers last 10 on a day's rest. I'm going to take the under.
All right, Mindy, on the under here. I don't know. Man, the Blazers are 17-10 to the over at home, and Lakers are 23-19. The over's a dog, kind of drinking over here. But and again, I'm beyond the Lakers here, not in this game. I like the Blazers in this game, but I'm thinking the Lakers moving forward are going to be a team that I'm going to be interested in now with these trades. I think they've made some interesting moves. It's hard to find value ever on the Lakers if they do start winning any games. So it might just be a temporary, and it won't start tonight. I'm going to take the Blazers tonight in this one. Want to see one out of the Lakers, but my feeling is that these trades were for the best, especially moving Russell Westbrook. I know LeBron's sons really wanted Russ to stick around, but you got to think of what's best for the team. So here comes Nathaniel. He's on the Lakers here. Winning Wager joining us today. Hello to Winning Wager. And he'll be on the Lakers. Here's Ron on Portland. Butterscotch on Portland. We saw LeBron, right? He was in Arizona last night at the game. What was he was there? And how about DeMar Hamlin? We saw DeMar at the game. Saw him taking a picture with LeBron. So LeBron's going to have to play this one. I mean, he sat the last one out, but wasn't that a cute story, Mindy? I don't. Well, let me give my play. I'm on the Blazers. Mindy's on the under. But the little girl, did you see this one?
Which one?
So she bought tickets 3 months in advance. Little girl, she was teenager, late teens, I think. She bought floor tickets to the game, hoping that LeBron would break the record in San Jose when the Lakers visited the Warriors. So it was disappointing for her that she just had her timing a little off. She probably couldn't make it to the Laker game. Those were probably sold out well in advance. So she bought these floor seats, right?
I did see this, yes.
Right next to the Lakers bench. And when LeBron was out for the game, you sit on, even if you're LeBron James, you sit behind all the suited up players. There were no one else on the Lakers that were not suited up. So LeBron sat down right next to that
next to her,
girl. And that was awesome. They interviewed her right there, right next to LeBron about how she felt. She was talking about LeBron right next, while sitting right next to him, how she was so amazed.
Yeah,
And I'm sure he
that was
said
sweet.
something to her. Matt wants the Blazers here, and Ron says Lakers are on the right path, and that's what they. Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, they every move they make seems to be wrong, so maybe I feel like they got these right. Yeah, no, I don't
Every
know,
move they
Ron.
make is wrong.
Ron says it might sit out again. I think the fact that the line has moved here from 2 points to 1 point is the indicator that LeBron will be in there today. I think that's the indicator. Yep. So, all right, that's a look at pro basketball, Mindy. And let's see here. I think there was. Okay. Yep. That's a look at pro basketball, and we're on those games. 4 games. 4 games, huh? Okay.
4 winners.
Let's get to college basketball now. And with our Monday slate, but there are a few good games here today. And boy,
it's a little light for televised game. So here you go, folks. You get 4 of them today.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, my college basketball. If anybody follows Tony'sPicks.com, that's where I've been making my move right now, and most of my work is coming in the MEAC, in the SWAC. I mean, I don't know what to say about it, but you just stick with what works.
That's right.
And that's where I'm doing a lot of damage right now, and so I'm really liking the Monday card. We'll see what the plays come out, but when I look at this Monday card full of MEAC and SWAC action, I feel like I'm going to keep the winning going. So let's go here with Miami of Florida and North Carolina. North Carolina is up to a 5.5-point favorite right now, and the total 155.5. So pretty big move here this morning on the heels.
Well, I'm going to be going the other direction. I have them, do a couple different models. I have them winning it outright, when I take a look at the rolling averages. And I have them losing by 3 to North Carolina in the home away modeling. So, in this one here, I think, I feel pretty good, especially now I'm getting a couple more points than the 3 that I looked at here early on. Miami here averaging 84 points on the away courts. North Carolina 77 at home here. Miami's also 7-2 on the road, and the Tar Heels 0-4 against the spread in the last 4 following an ATS win. So I'll be taking the Hurricanes today.
Well, I got to be with you in this one, Mindy. I don't know what's going on with this spread moving up like this. I mean, Miami feels like a money line play to me in this game. I don't see what everybody's seeing with playing. I'm checking the injured list to see if something's going on there. Here's a TJ Miami money line and spread butterscotch on Miami. This is going to be a consensus play. Butterscotch has got it as a scotch lock.
Scotch lock.
Just invented a new thing of locks, right? Miami's 7-2 against the spread on the road. North Carolina terrible against the number this year, 8-17. They have done a little bit better at home percentage-wise against the spread, but come on, I mean, I'm not seeing this here. North Carolina, yeah. Even Rodney, he's a Tar Heel. So why that move is there, I don't know. Hopefully we get this 5.5, Mindy. Maybe it's going to go up and back down. I don't think it could go much higher. Could it?
I don't think so.
Let's play Miami. I mean, I really like this game today. Don't mind that money line, you guys, for sure. We're going to put it in as a spread play here. But here come the dogs. And that's
they're attacking me right as we speak. All 3 of them. Here they are.
Sign. What was the commercial where the zombie bit the guy?
Yeah, with Will Ferrell on there.
Right. Yeah, that really wasn't a good commercial. That was the only part I liked about it. Scotch likes Miami on the money line. Okay, one game from the extra board, Mindy. So maybe you can get a winner from me here if
That's
you
right.
agree.
We're counting on you, Ramon. Counting on you.
Yep. Well, the Patriots not one of the leagues that I've included though, but still they're a league that plays a lot of times with these same day. So American on the road, they're now down to a 2-point favorite. Total down to down to 130.
Well, I'm going to take the under in this one, Ramon, with American and Bucknell. Each team is having trouble even breaking 65 points. Under 7-1, the Bison's last 8 home games, 9-4-1 in the last 14 overall here. So I'm going to go under.
Okay, yeah, well, we missed the boat on this one a little bit, but I like the under in this one as well. I'll still stick with you here, go with the under at 130. Let me see. I don't know if we can get a 130.5 in this one at all. No, we're going to be suffering here, having missed the boat on a couple of points, but it does seem like it should be an under with these two teams. Bucknell's 3-9 to the under at home, and American, they go under slightly on the road. I like the under in this one. The move is kind of to the under as well. Let me see if yeah, it took steam at 132.5. I like this one to go under. That's a consensus play for sure.
Consensus play number 6.
Hey, check out my videos coming up later on today, Mindy. I've got a couple of plays on the extra board. So I just I talked up my extra board plays. So check out here on Tony's Picks, my embedded videos. I have a preview of the game between Alcorn State and Florida A&M as my sponsor video today. And also check out the leaderboard video where I talk about the leaders, including me, on that leaderboard. And my leaderboard game is Alabama State and Mississippi Valley State. So check out another couple of videos, get another couple of free plays here today. All right. Perfect. And TJ's with us on the under. And, we like to add some of those games in there. That's what we do. So, all right, here's a main board game. And Hampton and Elon. In this one, Elon is favored, Mindy. Currently, the spread is, it is still 6.5 and 142.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and go opposite of the last game. I'm going to go over the total here. I have it ranging like 143, 146. So over that total set at 142. Defensive efficiencies here are just terrible. Elan, 239th in the nation. Hampton, 349th in the nation. They should be able to put up some points here. The over 7-0-1. The Pirates last 7. Elan is kind of an under team, right? But they're playing like almost the worst defense in the nation. Give me the over here. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Elon goes under because of the way that the totals are lined. And this one, 142 against a Hampton team that's 10-2 to the over on the road. I mean, this one just sounds like it should be an over to me. Again, I agree with you. I mean, I think Elon gets caught up sometimes that some of their games get high totals. So, I mean, they're terrible. Both these teams are bad. I don't know. I don't know if I expected Elon to be this bad actually this season, but their defense certainly they can't defend inside at all. So, I don't know. Maybe I don't know who's going to win, but I'm going to go over. I think I want to go over 142. You said it, Mindy. I mean, Hampton does go over for sure, and I think that's the call. Elon, you mentioned they trend under, and that is true, 10-14 to the under, but 5-5 at home over under. So I think more so they have a tendency to go over at home, not in comparison to the road. They play a little more. Yeah, so let's go over in this one. Hampton and Elon College.
Let's do it.
All right.
Both teams stand there and watch their opponents shoot. I haven't officially, watched them play, so it'll be good when I can see them this evening.
Sounds like a good strategy, but we
Right.
just,
It's kind of
problem
more
is,
NBA style, perhaps.
yeah, well, problem is we got Hampton, one of the worst shooting percentage wise in the country. At least Elon does make some 2-pointers now and then, but they can't shoot from three. So, okay, all right. Let's take a look now. We got another consensus play there, so 2 so far here. Last game on our college board is West Virginia and Baylor. And Baylor in this one, 6.5 total. 149 now.
I'm going to take Baylor over West Virginia. I just think they're just really solid. They're solid. They're consistent on both sides of the ball here. They average 81 points at home. West Virginia 73 on the road. West Virginia only 3-5 on the road here. Baylor 8-6 at home. I'll try Baylor. I don't love it that it's this biggest spread, but I think we'll be okay today. -6.5.
Okay. I don't know. I want to give West Virginia a chance here in this one. Yeah, they don't cover too well, and they're a really bad underdog, but Baylor's been covering of late, and they're not a great favorite. So I'll probably just pivot to the total here, and I'll end up going over in this one, mostly West Virginia. They're 7-2 to the over on the road. Baylor doesn't show many trends one way or the other. Here goes Butterscotch on Baylor in this one. So I'm going to take the over in this game with Baylor and West Virginia. Mindy's on Baylor. Lay those points.
Bears.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, they're covering numbers, and West Virginia is not. But I don't know. To me, I'm kind of feeling like West Virginia is going to be taking the sharp action here. So, all right. And Butterscotch Baylor on a roll. Take maybe the money line. They're hot of late. West Virginia can't win on the road, that's for sure. So I'll need them to stay within the number probably.
Right.
All right. We got hockey. We got a 5-game hockey card to get the week started. So let's get on with it here and head on over. Yesterday, Mindy, we actually were able to win some games on the card, and of course, they came in hockey. We had Edmonton. We had the over with Edmonton and the Canadiens. That was a winner for us. We also had the Kraken on the road against the Flyers. The Ducks came up.
I was so mad at the Kraken giving up that goal with like 3 minutes to go. I had the under. Thought I had it. Thought I had the sealed deal. Darn it.
Yeah. I was thinking under there as well. Okay. And
Sharks on the money line. That's right. I think you had called that. Corday called it.
Yeah, that's right. We did take those Sharks yesterday. Good one hit here on the show. Plus, hope you got a good price on that. What was it? Plus 160, at least 160, maybe even higher. So Max is here today. Good to see Max. He wants to give out the winner in the next game. Let's get started with this one, Mindy, with the Flames and the Senators. And then this one, the Flames the Flames. They're up to $1.65 here in the last 2 hours or so, taking about 20 more cents. And the total still 6.5. It does look like it is trending higher, though, to 6.5. Maybe the juice is heading to the over.
Yeah, and those Flyers kept that puck line streak alive as well. They're getting that last goal. But I'm going to take a look at the Senators. They're 14-12 at home. Calgary 11-9 on the road. Senators here 5-0 versus a team with a losing record. Flames 2-5 in the last 7, and the underdog 5-2-1 in the last 7 here as well. I'll go Senators today.
All right, Mindy, on the Senators. Yeah, I mean, they're the more profitable team, I think, at home compared to Calgary on the road. But Calgary took the steam here. It does kind of concern me. Man, that's a pretty big increase off of So there's probably no value left. Mindy, you're getting a great price here. I mean, this thing opened as low as $1.30, and now it's $1.65. Calgary is pretty good and all, but Senators are,
Mhm.
at least they're 500. Well, not quite 500, but um, I'm gonna take the under. I think in this one with these two teams, that's the way I'll look at it. I want Calgary. I just don't know if I can get on them at this price now. I thought I was being secret. Secret. I mean, not secret when
Secrety.
you're on a favorite. I'm being secrety. Not when you're on a favorite, but I just felt like it was a decent price, and now I see the correction there. But TJ is going to be on the Senators with you. He likes them in this dog roll. I'm going to be on the under for sure. Ottawa's gone under in 8 of their last 10 games, and Calgary definitely trends a little bit under. So I'm going to go under in this one. Mindy's going to be on Ottawa as an underdog. All right. That was a money line, though, right, Mindy?
Yep.
Okay.
That's money line for me. Otherwise, puck line, it's like almost minus 200.
Okay. Yeah, that probably wouldn't work out with these teams right now. I mean, Ottawa's not, they're just mediocre as a puck line dog. I mean, you should be, as a puck line dog, you should, usually be profitable, and they're 11-11 as a puck line dog. So that's not going to cut it. Calgary as a puck line favorite is like the worst. They're 10-30 as a puck line favorite, I think, or 10-29. So plus 160 isn't even going to cut it. All right. Coyotes and Predators here. Predators are 245, 6 under 15.
Yeah, it's one of those that I think, like Max said, the Predators might be able to get a win here in this one, but they're sitting at minus 250. So that's not something I'd probably go ahead and, he put regulation. So he's getting a better deal.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Okay, got it. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the over here. Coyotes have lost the last two here, allowing 5 goals a game over those last two. Predators allowing 3.33 goals. Over 4-1, the Predators last 5 on a day's rest. Over 4-1, the last 5 between these two teams head to head. So I'll take the over.
I'll go over in this one, Mindy. I think, yeah, for sure. Blake's on the over, and he's our Nashville man.
Local Predators guy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Nashville's 12-7 to the over as a favorite, so that's the way I would look to this one. I think they can, and Butterscotch agrees. Also says Nashville in regulation, so I've got to play more of those in regulation.
It's just one of those, like, we don't again have the option to do that, and so I tend to just not really think about it either. But I do think it's probably good on a personal wager.
Yeah, well, when I put teams in beta and I'm making personal wagers, I'm probably putting a little bit too much on the puck line. And of course, one thing that I do like to do is, if I can't find a -1, I split my money between the money line and the puck line to get a -1. But probably should look more in regulation. So Max says now maybe it's a team total over for the Predators at 3.5 -120. So
I retire.
Evan says, yeah, every time he plays them in regulation, it goes into OT. Yeah. Well, maybe I'm going to consider a little more though on that. I've not been taking advantage of doing that. Double chance, interesting. Yeah, and a lot of books will offer that.
So what is the double chance?
They can win or tie.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Regulation, of course.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, so let's take over for our consensus play there, and take over. Is it 6? Yeah, it's 6. I really like that.
Well, good.
Panthers and the Wild. The Wild here minus $1.15. Total 6.5 over 15.
I feel like whenever the Wild is playing currently, I got to take the under. They are 6-1 to the under in their last 7 here overall. and 10-1-1 in the Wild's last 12 home games. Let's go under 6.5.
Yeah. I think I want under here. I'm looking at the market action here because, Florida definitely kind of a team. They're 32-21 to the over, but we know Minnesota at home under City, right? 12-21 to the under as a favorite. So you do have the contrast in styles. It's kind of strange because I kind of like Florida in the game, but I like it as a low scoring game. So I am getting conflict with my model and what I in my eye test, if you will. Here's Butterscotch, Florida. Florida Scotch team total over. This is a totally going against me here a little bit, but yeah, Evan, curious about yeah. Okay, let's go under though, Mindy. I feel like it goes to Minnesota's tempo. I like Florida's chances in this game. I'm not sure what to make of my analysis on the side. It worries me, so I might not even play the side. But I will play under here with you with Florida and Minnesota today, especially at a 6.5. Juice to the over, by the way. So, I mean, I didn't think these teams were that crazy offensively. Yeah, Florida can score. Not as much of late, though. Florida's scoring is down, I believe, of late. So, all right. And Evan says he might side with the Panthers here, but we're going to take the under. Let's do it. Next up, Red Wings and Canucks. The Canucks are favoring this one, -125, 6.5 over 25.
I'm going to go the Red Wings in this one. Canucks 1-1 over the last two. Still giving up a ton of goals. I think that's what we see a lot. Red Wings 2-0, only allowing a goal and half in each of those games. Red Wings 4-1 their last 5, playing on today's rest here as well. Taking the Red Wings here, a little bit of plus money, about 105-ish.
Yeah, I always joke about the Canucks being able to, get that late goal on those big underdog puck line situations. But now as a favorite, oh gosh, how are you going to trust a team this team as a favorite when they're just not really winning games right now? Sure, they beat the Islanders, they beat the Blue Jackets, but other than that, they're not winning any games of late. They've fallen now to 19-26 overall, 9-13 at home. Detroit's won. They're 5-4-1 the last 10. I think I like Detroit here with you, Mindy. 3 plays in hockey.
There we go.
So far, I like the Red Wings here. Detroit plus money here for Scotch. Evan loves his team totals. He does like the Canucks here. Yep. The moves they made, likes the Canucks in this spot. I'm on the Red Wings with Mindy.
All right, let's do it, Ramon. One more.
All right. Oh, I guess the Lakers are playing the Sabres. Oh boy, what is the producer?
Nice.
What is the producer of this show? What was he? The producer of this show didn't even have any beverage cocktails yesterday.
Whatever.
Okay. Kings and Sabres here. The Kings. I have a hangover from lasagna, but that's about it. I was like, had to get up in the middle of the night and go outside and take just to breathe. Okay, the Kings here minus $1.50, 6.5 over 25.
I'll take the LA Lakers / Kings here in this one. 7-1 their last 8, following 2 goals or less in their previous game. Sabres here also 0-3. I think they're pretty bad. Give me the Kings.
Yeah, they are. They are bad, but the road is something else with the Sabres. I don't know. They sometimes show some life. So the Kings were just awesome the other night. Just a great performance, actually. I've not seen them maybe look as good as they did all season in that victory the other night over Pittsburgh. really great performance. I know Pittsburgh was on the back-to-back and all, but LA Butterscotch likes LA minus a goal and a half. Corday says under here. I'm going to go over, Corday. We don't disagree much, but I've got to go over in this one. The Kings looks like they're doing some scoring, and Buffalo's road games are a little bit more scoring than not. They're also 28 and 22 to the over. I'm going to take over in this game. Corday and Mindy. And Mindy's on the Kings. So,
all right. Looks like a good day for us, Ramon. A good day for the chat. I'm feeling it. I hope.
Yep. Let's hope. And let's get winners coming off.
Ready to get it.
I've been hot. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and get signed up with me. Mindy will type in the plays for today. I'll cover what's going on at Tony'sPicks.com. You click on the All Cappers tab. Find the handicapper of your choice. They kind of go in an algorithmic order as who's the hottest. That's me right at the top right now. I'm certainly deprecating when I'm down on the bottom, but here I am on the top right now, and plus 2,200 units over the last 7 days. There you see it, and pretty good run right now. Another winning day yesterday. There's my basketball so far this year, up 14 and a half units so far in college basketball since the calendar year changed over. And MMA 10-4 went 2-1 again this week. And NBA also in the profit. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all of our premium pick packages, including mine on Monday. I'll be involved in pro basketball, college basketball, and hockey as well. And now that the Super Bowl's gone, we're getting ready. Hey, Rodney's got his favorite plays of the board today. That's fun. That's a fun little feature, Rodney. Why don't you? Yeah, that's cool. And Greg, thank you. Good to see you. Here comes those NBA plays. Oh, deprecating, Evan. You have me on racial slurs. You got me on potty mouth. I don't think we're
right.
I appreciate you, brother. You bring so much to this chat with all the great stats and everything. Hopefully, we're clear on that when that Doug Williams, I was a reporter that asked Doug Williams how long you've been a black quarterback. So, hope you weren't thinking that I was saying that. And like I said, I was trying to point out that I don't think we should have to point out that I think it's a milestone, certainly, to point out that there were 2 black quarterbacks in the game, but it certainly is not anything of significance as far as the game, the way the game is played nowadays. They're just quarterbacks. These guys are good. They're African American. Okay, here's college basketball. Miami, American under, Hampton over. So got 4 plays NBA, 3 in college ball, and 3 in hockey at 10 games played. Coyotes over, Panthers under, Red Wings. All right, Evan was hoping we'd be on the Coyotes here. Yeah, I was actually thinking Preds. Like I said, that's why I was thinking regulation because of the puck line in that game. So thanks a lot for a great show, everybody, on this Super Bowl. Another year. I guess we'll stick around and do this. Great job.
Excuse me.
Let's get Mindy out of here. We did 90 minutes today. That's enough. And hopefully let's get back on the winning track, Team Steam, and point out those games that I was balking on, that like that Hawks and Hornets. If I flub that one up, it's time for you guys to let me have it and remind me and talk me into some of these sides when I don't have the right side. All right, everybody, thanks a lot. Great to see you guys in the chat. We'll see you tomorrow with more Morning Steam. For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.